So as I said in the very first video on this channel, this car is a bit of an oddball. So I already said that it had the old body style on it, and it already has the latest engine, which makes it a bit more difficult when you want to order spare parts. Spare parts, by the way, are still available from new old stock or new for these cars, but it's getting increasingly difficult to get certain parts. One thing that I noticed when I started this project was that it's almost impossible, nigh on the impossible, to buy new camshafts. I might have found a company. If I have to confirm that. I will put a link in this video where you can get new camshafts for these engines. But not to worry, camshafts are not a known issue with the B280F engine, which is in this car, but on the B27 and the B28 variants that I discussed in the first video, they were very prone to camshaft failure, camshaft wear, because they had a lot of construction problems concerning the oil galleys, which were underdimensioned and were prone to clogging, and then the camshaft wouldn't be oiled sufficiently and would start wearing. And a lot of those cars died a premature death just because of certain construction mistakes or weaknesses that first had to be figured out. This variant of the engine, the B280F, as already mentioned, is a very reliable motor. The one you see here has approximately 150 to 170,000 miles on it. We don't know exactly because the odometer stopped working at some stage. It's a well-known problem. We'll document the repair, how to do the repair, and how to find out what parts you need for the odometers on these cars in another video that will be coming. So we have to estimate, and we opened up the engine. We're going to show you that in greater detail in following videos. Just look in the title descriptions of the following videos and you'll quickly find what you're looking for. So we're going to give you an in-depth insight into the innards, or at least the top innards of this engine, and we'll describe every part, and we'll also show you how we go about repairing or replacing certain components of this engine in question in order to get a lot of more miles and enjoyment out of this car. And the reason we're working on this car, and the reason we've decided to make such an extensive repair, is not that the car didn't run, but there are certain issues with these cars. These cars are now over 30 years old. This is a 1987 model with the 1988 model engine in it. So it's been 31 years, and certain parts start to fail, as is to be expected when a car is this old. And so we're going to do a lot of work on this car. We've already done some work on the car that we're also going to show you. And it's going to be great because I've noticed that Volvo dealerships these days don't know about these cars anymore. The mechanics who used to work on these are in retirement, or they've even died already. Getting parts is becoming increasingly more difficult. Parts are very expensive if you source them at a Volvo dealership. Volvo is now in Chinese hands, so we don't even know if the Volvo Heritage models are going to be supported in the long run. I doubt that, to be honest. But thankfully, there's a lot of guys like us out there who contribute to the scene, who contribute to the passion, who provide services and products that help you keeping your cars on the road. And the plan with this car is to get it running by approximately April. So we've got another 3.5 months to get all the work done, and it's going to be a very, very extensive, let's say, revision, not restoration, of this car. And we hope you enjoy it, and we also hope to give you some information that is useful to you if you're working on these cars.